Overthinking, the gift and the curse that it is. Um, Now, this will be a first of what I would like to have many videos of just kind of talking about sort of thoughts that I have um, throughout my days. Um, One thing about overthinking is that it feels like sometimes that all this energy is being put to use, but it's kind of like a loop where you're not really you're thinking about problems, you're thinking about solutions, you're thinking about your life, about other people, about just I guess maybe life in general as well, and you're thinking so much, and you're kind of trying to solve this eternal equation, um, and it feels like you will think about all these things, and you might even come to resolutions, but you don't. It's like you're just talking to yourself in your head over and over again, and it feels like you're kind of going somewhat insane. And I think this is the perfect topic that kind of um, is a precursor to a lot of the videos that I want to do, because I feel like I think so much, and it feels somewhat of a waste to just be thinking so much and not sharing the ideas that maybe other people out there, not maybe, but definitely other people out there could benefit from hearing, if only in the sense of just kind of letting other people know that they're not alone in this regard, and that there are other people like such as myself that feel this way. I guess kind of winding it back a little bit. Um, my intent for this channel has been to kind of, well, first and foremost, I think it was to kind of showcase my travel vlogs, and literally today I started work on my Brazil vlog, which I put off for months. But I'm getting started with that now. But I also kind of wanted to actually, as I was mentioning before, to kind of use it as a way to kind of share my thoughts about, I guess, life in general and specific things, pretty much anything really that you could think of, um, in an effort to just feel like all this mental energy isn't just going to waste. And that, again, in the hopes that if it could just come across one person that feels the same, or it kind of helps to kind of make people not feel like they're going crazy, or maybe even validate some of the thoughts that other people out there on the World Wide Web might have, then that's a positive for me. Just one. It only takes one, right? And I want to kind of see how consistent I can be with this. So I might just record multiple videos, um, but yes. So this isn't going to be a super detailed sort of video that breaks down and use slides and graphics and things like that. I don't really have the time for that. Nor I don't think it's very necessary, because there is a lot of my videos that I watch on YouTube these days are just people that are just talking to the camera and little to no editing at all. And I just kind of want to follow suit in that. I feel like there's some catharsis with that, obviously. And yeah, and if it could just reach one person, and maybe, you know, if you're seeing this right now and you kind of resonate with anything that I've said so far or anything I say in the further along in the video, let me know. Comment down below, and just want to try to make something out of this. Want to try to create some semblance of a community of similar-minded people that are kind of going through the same experiences or having the same thoughts. But anyway, overthinking, right? It's something that I'm very familiar with. Too familiar with, actually. Again, it's a gift and a curse. In one sense, it's a gift because you can kind of use it as a way to kind of protect yourself and to detect dangerous paths or choices to not make. But they can also be a detriment in the sense that you end up making no choice, which is a concept of the paradox of choice. You have so many options. You have so many options. You have so many choices to make ahead, and it's almost paralyzing and makes you not want to do anything. But on the flip side of things, if you don't do anything, then nothing changes. And so it's just like, be damned if you do, be damned if you don't. So in that sense, it's a curse, right? But nevertheless, something has to be done. You know, you can't play it safe. Life is a risk, and there is validity to the idea that you have to fail forward. You have to make choices and wait to see the consequences of those choices in order to get a feedback, to see the effects and see how it affects you, and you kind of follow suit and make adjustments, or, you know, switch up your methods or your thinking. And yeah, but that's easier said than done. I know for me personally, I think the biggest problem with the overthinking thing is that kind of that analysis paralysis, and I guess, yeah, paradox of choice, where it's like you could be anything, but you're not quite something. Of course, this is all kind of, this is all with the caveat that you yourself feel this way, just like you, like one-on-one, with no interference from other people, kind of influencing these thoughts, right? Like, I know for me, I have a lot of passion. I have so much passion for so many things, and in one sense that has given me, I don't want to lose that. I don't really want to lose that. I want to continue life in that way where I don't lose my sense of wonderment. I don't get too bogged down in the day-to-day, in the routine, and switch it up. But just as I'm getting older, as time seems to just keep going and actually pick up its speed, it's like, well, you know, there is value in the sense of that feeling that you could be anything, but you also have to realize the finite resource of time and life itself, and you kind of have to make decisions and hedge your bets on one particular side or another. So it's like, you could be something, you can be anything, but if you don't feel like you're something currently now, you have a limited amount of time and resources and energy in order to make the choices and allow the time necessary for those choices to kind of take effect. So it's a very, man, it just seems like it's such a fragile balance. It's such a fragile thing. I mean, life in itself is fragile, but just like when you have so many choices and like you want to be so many things, it's almost too much where you almost have to kind of shrink a little bit just so that you become more defined. Like, take for instance, if you wanted to be like a top tier athlete, there's a reason why top tier athletes like start off young and like kind of just catch that lane, so to speak, and just ride that wave to in order to get to that top tier status. And it's a lot harder to do when you're older, just because, again, kind of like what I was saying before, where it's like finite time, finite resources, finite energy, responsibilities. Your body literally can't bounce back in the same way that you could when you're in your early teens and 20s. So it's like, at my age, could I be a top tier athlete? Maybe, but you had to kind of, but probability would say no. And again, there's kind of um, a beautiful sort of mentality to someone that is quite literally delusional to where they believe that they could, and that's actually to actually have that high of a delusional sense of self belief is actually inspiring. Um, but I think for me personally, it's just like, I guess balance is really the key factor in this, and the thing about delusion is that of such a delusional sense of self belief is that, you know, that delusional is delusional. There are pros and cons to it, just like everything else. So it's like you just have to be so locked in and like has such a high like tunnel vision that you literally do not think or allow anything else to kind of infiltrate your mind. And I think that's a thing. That's another thing too. It's that, you know, having that just no such thing as failure, burn the boats, um, which I feel like I've had in my life before, but eventually, like my spirit did get broken, or at least maybe put it a different way. My that sort of thinking for me, it kind of was disrupted. It was shaken, and because it was shaken, it was like I'll say it makes it hard to get that sense of no such thing as defeat back. Not impossible, but it does make it hard to kind of recreate. Um, so yeah, I feel like there's more. There's always more to say. Um, and sorry if there's a lot of background noise. It is so hot this week, and I literally cannot. I would be dripping sweat if I didn't have one fan and one AC going. So, but yeah, overthinking. It's you really have to kind of learn to, which is so hard, to learn to try to control your thoughts in the sense of not getting taken away in that overthinking and kind of focus. I know for me, one thing that has helped me for many, many years is just like writing things down. Um, and I my discipline on that has kind of waxed and waned, so to speak. Um, but just having that, writing something down and actually getting it done in a day where I had written it down, it does help in feeling a sense of accomplishment. And maybe it's just like one micro step in me achieving a goal or going or getting somewhere in my life. But it's all in the hope and in the pursuit that one day I will have reached the destination for which I've been putting in the work and making these like miniatures, like steps toward the goal or to the destination. And I probably will say this for another video, but I think money is quite important, obviously. Um, and that's kind of how I'm thinking of my career right now and what my aspirations are, and like how much money it's going to take and investment in things like that. And like I just try to look at like every single dollar like as just like chipping away at like my me attaining the success that I want in the future. Um, but that's for another whole video that I want to make. But yeah, man, overthinking it's hard to deal with, and it's hard to feel sometimes like you're not going crazy. Um, the and I want to try to think of solutions and not just kind of focus so much on the issue at hand. One thing I would say probably is like you have to move. You literally physically have to move. Like you have to work out, you have to go play a sport, you have to kind of just get up and active. Um, I've been trying, and I probably will tonight after this video. I'm to meditate, to learn how to get more control over my thoughts and kind of tune in to my spirituality. And at the same time that I'm doing that, I really like pickleball right now, and I'm really super duper enthusiastic about it, and I want to join leagues and stuff like that. Um, and just finding those things where you can move, but also like make you feel excited is important. And on top of that, like just to get like from getting up and moving, I do exercise like 5 times a week, give or take. I make music. I do the vlogs. I edit the vlogs. I haven't done one in a while, but again, I'm working on the first one right now. Um, and so it's a hard line to walk. Um, but you literally just have to try and use it as a lesson in control and do your best and try your best. It's easier said than done. But you know, um, it's up to you. You know what I mean? It's up to you in order to do it. No one can do it for you. Um, so we're coming on 20 minutes. I hope I made some good points here. The issue, the topic, the problem is overthinking, the gift and the curse. I think maybe I focused more on the negative aspects of it or the curse side of it as opposed to the gift side. But I feel like it's a fine line, but I feel like there is more pros to actually trying and failing than thinking and never doing anything. You know what I mean? And maybe I could explore that in a future video, but I just feel that based on my own life experiences, I feel like that to be true. Um but yeah, I might have to explore that in a future video. Um, so that is the problem. That is the conundrum here. The solution is to one, get up and get active, as corny as that may be. Your body and your mind are linked in such a special way that is probably not as understood as it could be. Um, so getting up and getting active, getting involved something where you're moving is important. Also having those things in your life, those passions, those creative outlets, those hobbies to kind of fill in your time that make you come alive and make you feel accomplished. Bring a deeper sense of accomplishment. Those are important as well. Um, and yeah, I think that's kind of what I have for today. I hope that maybe this could help someone. And if you're watching this and if you found value in it, I would appreciate it. You don't even have to like it or whatever, but just comment and let me know what you think and your thoughts are. What are things that you overthink about? What are some solutions or some ways that you've been able to cope and to kind of deal with that and kind of control it? And are you struggling right now? Are you succeeding right now? Have you defeated overthinking? Or are you succumbing to overthinking? And there's no judgment to it because it's literally just I struggle with that on a daily basis, I would say. But yeah, let me know. I would really appreciate it. And um, yeah, I'm going to try to upload or at least record 7 videos for a week. Um, and yeah, and kind of see what happens and kind of go from there. But my name is Luke Martinez, and I'll catch you in the next one.